be here tonight to help present the Active Harlow Sports Awards 2016. I need to inform you that Essex TV and your Harlow are filming sections of the ceremony this evening and may ask interviews afterwards, but it is quite okay to say no if you're camera shy. On the other hand, you might actually want to go and wave at the camera. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Active Essex for making the awards possible, and our guest speaker, Casey Stoney, MBE, for attending the ceremony to help present the awards, especially as today marks the start of Women in Sport. To mark Women in Sport Week, we are also joined by This Girl Can ambassadors, who may be able to help if your organisation is trying to encourage female participation. Harlow has produced a wealth of sporting talent, from Olympic and Paralympic athletes to professional footballers and world record holders. Tonight is about celebrating the current crop of sporting talent and recognising the often unpaid yet dedicated hard work that goes into making sport and physical activity happen in Harlow. Over the years, Harlow has produced some amazing sportsmen and women, and tonight we aim to celebrate the achievement of Harlow's current crop of sporting talent, along with recognition for the work of the organisations and individuals that are going over and above in their endeavours to provide quality opportunities for the residents of Harlow to participate in sporting activities. Our guest speaker for this evening is somebody who has participated in sport at the highest level possible and has been an inspiration to many. It gives me great pleasure, therefore, to welcome Casey Stoney, MBE, to the stage. Thank you, Casey.
I'd like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I am a very, very proud Essex girl, and I'm very proud of my roots. And they say you can take the girl out of Essex, but you can never take Essex out of the girl, and that's very much me. I was asked to come and speak tonight and present, and I jumped at the chance because I don't think our volunteers in the community get enough credit. And nights like tonight, I think are a fantastic celebration of what people are doing. And I'm going to talk you a little bit through my experiences in my journey and why I firmly believe that sport changes lives and why it can make such an impact, not just on individuals, but on communities and on your life, and make it better. I grew up and was born in Basildon, many years ago now, and when I grew up, sport wasn't for girls really. Football definitely wasn't for girls. I loved playing football. I was pretty good at it. I played in the street with all the boys and they never stuck me in goal, so I kind of gathered I had a bit of talent from a young age. And I always just wanted to play, jumpers down for goals, play in the street every single day. And all the boys in my street played in the local team. And I used to go down with my dad and watch whilst my brother played. I always wanted to play in that team, but I was always told no. Didn't matter how good I was, girls don't play football, we're not having a girl in our team. So I kind of knew from early on if I wanted to play football, I had to fight for it. Carried on playing with the boys in the street, carried on loving the game. I was about 6 or 7, so it changed my life somewhat for the better, somewhat for the worse. Mum and Dad split up, got divorced. Main reason being was my dad is a compulsive gambler. He always has been, always will be. So we didn't have a lot of money. So Mum decided that she was going to split up from Mum and Dad. She was going to move us from Essex to London, which at the time probably was a little bit sad, leaving friends behind, family behind. But at the same time, opened up a world of opportunities for me, because where we lived in Essex, there was no teams for me to play in, not a lot to do. When I moved to London, Mum came home one day and said, I found a team for you to play for. Okay, brilliant, fantastic. If I'm honest, I think she was sick of me breaking the plants in the back garden and knocking over the walls. So she took me down to the local school, because that's where we trained. And I got out of the car and I walked in, and there was something she'd forgotten to tell me. There was no other girls there. It was a boys' team. But she spoke to this manager, and this manager was a volunteer like many of you, who said, if she's good enough, I don't care, she can play. Now I remember the session was about an hour and a half long. The first 45 minutes, I was running around like an absolute lunatic, trying to impress everyone, and I didn't touch the ball once. They would not pass to me. They would not talk to me. They looked at me like I had two heads because I was a girl, and girls don't play football. And I remember thinking, I'm either put up with this for the next 45 minutes, get back in the car, go home and never come back again, which is probably what I wanted to do, or I can do something about it. And I'm quite stubborn, and and I'm quite resilient, so I rolled my sleeves up and I waited till the biggest lad got the ball, and then I smashed him up against the wall. I nicked the ball, dribbled around a couple of players and stuck it in the back of the net. For about 30 seconds, no one said a word. And I was thinking, oh no, I made a mistake. And one of them went, she's not supposed to be able to do that, she's a girl. Another one who's still a close friend of mine said, well, she just did, and she could play. Next 45 minutes, they obviously wanted to see how good I was. They gave me the ball loads. I remember getting back in the car saying to my mum, I had a brilliant time. I went back every Wednesday and I played every Saturday morning for them. And I had a fantastic season. And I loved playing with the boys. I wasn't the only girl in that team. I was the only girl in the entire league. So every Saturday I would turn up, and I was notoriously late because my mum was worked a lot. So my granddad used to take me, and he worked backwards rather than forwards. He was so slow. And I used to be the kid that would turn up just before the whistle started, and the other team would laugh. And they weren't laughing because I was late, they were laughing because I was a girl. Well, we were laughing 10 minutes later because I played up front back then. They never marked me and I'd always score. At the end of that season, we had our awards ceremony, very much like today. And I remember sitting down and everyone was picking up their awards, and something happened that I probably never ever expected. And I won Players Player of the Year. So I went from 45 minutes of them not talking to me, then vote for me as their best player, and that's still a massive highlight for me now because it meant I earned their respect. I sat back down with my trophy and started talking to my manager about next season, and they just simply said, you can't play for us next season. Now unfortunately, many years ago, when you got to the age of 11, you were no longer allowed to play mixed sport. So I got banned from playing the team, I got banned from my school team. Pretty much every football I played, I was no longer allowed to play. Fortunately for me, a girls' little league had popped out around the park around the corner from my house, meant that I could walk there, I could be on time, I could play. If I'm honest, it probably wasn't the level I needed it to be. I scored 108 goals in one season, so it tells you what sort of level it was. And I got halfway through the season and I was getting a bit frustrated. It wasn't really where I wanted to be. And I said to my mum, I don't know if I want to carry on. And Mum said, well, there isn't anything else at the moment, so you've got to carry on playing there and see what happens. I was like, okay. Carry on training, carry on playing. And my mum came to me one day and said, I'm going to come and watch you play on Saturday. Now my mum never came to watch me play. And it wasn't because she didn't want to, it's because she couldn't. My mum worked 7 days a week, every week of the year, just to keep a roof over her head. And she worked 3 jobs. She used to go out and clean other people's houses in the morning. During the day, ironically, she worked in a betting shop. And then she used to go and do a shift in the pub at night, just to keep a roof over her head. Now, I miss my mum, but actually I think it's benefited me because I see the work ethic and I think that's in me now as well. So when she said she was coming to watch me play, I thought, oh, no. I don't know if you're these parents or you've had these parents that think they know what they're talking about on the sideline. Yeah, my mum's one of those and she hasn't got a clue. So I was playing the game, and got to be honest, keeping one eye on my mum to make sure she's not doing anything to embarrass me. It gets to half time, and I see a man who's been walking his dog around the park and he's made a beeline for the parents, and he's talking to my mum. Now, very protective over my parents, so I ran over, didn't go to the manager, I went over to my mum and I said, who's he? And he put his hand out and he said, I'm the Chelsea ladies manager, I'd really like you to come and train with us. Well, I nearly ripped his arm off. I said, what, how, when, where? He said, don't worry about the details, go home, we can sort it out later with your mum. So I get home that day and I think I've made it. I'm going to play for Chelsea, my life's going to change, this is all going to be brilliant. And then my mum hit me with a bit of a bombshell and she said, it's a fantastic opportunity, she said, but we can't afford it. And for Chelsea Football Club, you had to pay to play as a girl. It was £3 on a training night, £5 on a match day. That was £8 a week, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but we had no money. So £8 a week for me to go and play football wasn't possible. Mum took one look at my face, went back in the front room, got on the phone to the manager, again, another volunteer. And that manager said, don't worry about the money. I'll pick her up on Friday night, I'll take her to training and we'll see how she goes. Now that same manager picked me up every Friday, took me to training, picked me up every Sunday, took me to games. And if it wasn't him, it was one of the players. Because at 12 years old I had to play senior football because there were no junior teams. So I had to fake my date of birth on the registration forms. And I was playing with women 10, maybe 15 years older than me. But as intimidating as it was a bonus because it meant I always had a lift to training. I played for Chelsea for about 2 or 3 years and it was the same manager on the way to training one day that said, I think you could play for England. And I think my first response was to laugh. I said, don't be stupid, I can't play for England. He said, why not? And I said, because I wouldn't be good enough. That's England, this is Chelsea, it's very different. He said, actually, you haven't got a choice. He said, I've registered you for trials, then next Saturday I'll be picking you up at 10 a.m. and we've taken you. And then thinking, oh no, I've got to go now. So we turn up to Bisham Abbey, National Sports Centre, get out of the car, walk over, there's about 40 or 50 girls there, all the same age, about 14 years old. I remember walking over, and everybody had nice kit on, new boots, everyone was out to impress. I looked at me, I looked like a bit of a tramp. I had second-hand boots on, 2 pairs of socks because they were slightly too big. And I just turned around and walked straight back to the car. My manager said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I can't do this." He said, "Why not?" I said, "They're all going to be brilliant." I said, "You haven't even kicked a ball yet, how do you know what they're going to be like?" And he was right. My judgment was based on what people were wearing rather than what they could do. And he asked me one question, this question's always stayed with me, and every time I have a down moment, I remember it. Because he says, "Do you like playing football?" I said, "I love it. Absolutely love it. It's my life." He said, "It's just another game, go and play." So we were there for about 4 or 5 hours in this trial, doing different things. And I got to be honest, for the 4 or 5 hours, I probably felt like everyone else was better than me. I'm rubbish, they're brilliant. And I probably played like that. So when they sat us down at the end of the day and they said, "We'll write to you in 2 weeks' time," I didn't hold much hope. So that letter come through the door in 2 weeks' time, and I remember picking it up, and I ran into my mum. Stupidly, I was really excited. And I opened it and I took it out, and I'll never forget the first word it said, because it said, "Sorry. You're not good enough at the moment, you need to come back in a year's time." And I remember thinking, oh dear, what do I do now? Now, that might be a little minor setback, but in my life it was a major setback. Because football wasn't just a hobby to me, it was somewhere where I went, where I felt safe, where I felt valued, where I could get away from my home life. Because unfortunately from the age of 12 to about 19, my mum had a boyfriend who was an alcoholic. So home wasn't a pretty place for me, it was a place where it was quite volatile. So I spent most of the time on the football pitch to get away from it. I loved training because it was where I could go and I could just be myself, and I could vent all my frustrations out on the pitch. The opposition probably didn't like it at the time. So when I got that letter of rejection, it was just another blow for me. I remember thinking, what am I going to do now? Okay, I'll keep playing at Chelsea and I'll keep doing what I'm doing and see what happens. About 2 months later, I got another letter from the Football Association saying, "Would you like to come back for a second trial?" And I remember at that age thinking I had 2 choices. And I was sat there thinking, okay, I can go back and I can fail again, and I can feel like I do now, which is rubbish because no one likes rejection, no one likes to fail. Or I don't go back. Because if I don't go back, then I don't fail. If I don't fail, I don't have to feel like this. I was having an argument with myself, and there's 2 little people on the shoulder going, "Go to the gym." Don't go to the gym, open the fridge, have a chocolate bar, don't have a chocolate bar. And I thought, it was a bit of a light bulb moment in my life, and I thought, do you know what? There's a third option here. I can go back. And I'm going to show those people with their clipboards that I am good enough. And it doesn't matter what I've got on my feet, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, it's about what I do when I'm out on the pitch. And I'm in control of this. If I go back and I give it absolutely everything, I try my hardest and I believe in myself, because I massively believe that you have to start with you, with your confidence and belief, because sometimes you can't get it elsewhere. I don't want to walk off that pitch and look back in 20 years' time. I think if only I'd given myself the best chance. So I went back that day and I tried my hardest. I played my best. I did everything I could do in my power. And I thought, okay, if that's not good enough now, at least I've given it a go. 2 weeks later, letter lands on the doormat again. This time I take it to my bathroom, because it's the only room in my house with a lock on. I didn't want Mum to see me upset. And it must have took me about 20 minutes to open it, because I was that nervous. So I opened the letter and it said, "Congratulations." So I'd got into the England under 16s. At 16, I got a phone call from Arsenal. "Would you like to come play for us?" Yes, please. It was a no-brainer. It meant I got to go and play for Arsenal. I got to work there as well, because we had to work full-time as well as train. It meant I got to move out of my house, out of the environment that wasn't very good for me, and I was playing football for one of the best teams in the country. At 17, I made my senior international debut for the England team, and I went on to play about 40 or 50 times for my country. And in 2005, we had the European Championships in this country, and it was a big thing. We'd sold loads of tickets, we didn't have to qualify, so we played loads of games leading up to it, loads of friendlies. And I'd played in pretty much all the friendlies leading up to the opening game. And our manager always names the team the night before the game. And she names the team, and I look at it, I'm not in it. I was on the subs bench. We won the game, fortunately. We went into the second game. Names the team again, 25,000 people coming to the ground. My family are travelling up because it was up north. Names the team again, I'm not in it. I'm on the subs bench. I remember thinking, what have I done wrong? Third game, we had to win it because we lost the second game. If we didn't win this game, we were out of our home tournament, bottom of the group, and we were going home. If you name the team again, I'm not in it. I'm on the subs bench. And I remember sitting there thinking, what am I going to do here? Game goes on, we go 1-0 down, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes. The only time I stepped on the pitch was to put my arm around my teammates to commiserate with them because we'd been knocked out and we were going home. And I remember sitting down after that tournament and just being really angry. Angry with my coach, angry with my physio, angry at anybody I could be angry with. And it took me about 2 weeks to realise, actually, that the person I needed to look at was me. Because what I was doing was obviously not good enough. So I was sitting on the bench. And I thought, again, I've got two choices. I can either change what I'm doing, or I give up. And I am not a quitter. I will never ever give in. So I changed what I was doing. I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning, go training before I went to work for a full day, get to training before everyone else in the evenings. I used to stay later than everyone else. I made myself the fittest player in the team. I was training pretty much 6-7 days a week. Christmas morning, I was putting my hat on to go for a run because it was freezing cold. And my brother went, "Are you mad? It's Christmas Day." I said, "No, I know where I want to go and I know what it's going to take to get me there." And in 2006, I got back in the team. 2007, I went to China in the Women's World Cup. We got to the quarterfinals, and off the back of that, I won International Player of the Year when I was told 2 years earlier that I wasn't good enough. I played in a European Championship final, won a silver medal. Played in the World Cup. I've been so privileged and honoured to captain my country. I was captain of the Team GB team in 2012, where we beat Brazil in front of over 70,000 people at Wembley. And then last year, I was part of an amazing journey where we went to Canada and we proved everybody wrong. Ranked 6th, came third, came home with a bronze. I remember coming out of the airport, and I was actually living in Harlow at the time, and I came back, and I was just walking down the road, and the man from the butchers came out to speak to me, recognised me, and I walked further, and someone else spoke to me, and I thought, wow, what we've done is not win a bronze medal. What we've done is change the game for future generations. What we've done is change perceptions of women's football. So hopefully, I've got two children, got a little girl and a little boy. Hopefully my little girl will grow up with the same opportunities as my little boy. None of this would have been possible had it not been for my manager, for the boys team, who gave me a chance, who was a volunteer, and it had not been for the Chelsea manager, who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Both people out in all weathers, like you guys, doing stuff to help people because they love the sport. Now, my life wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for those people. I'm now a full-time professional at Arsenal. I get paid to do what I love, which I'm very privileged for. I've travelled the world and seen so many places I never would have been able to go had it not been through sport. And I do believe sport changes lives, and I do believe you guys are out there every single day changing lives. So I would like to say thank you, and thank you for listening to my journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that very inspiring speech, Katie. So now it is time to move on to announce the winners and runners-up of the Active Harlow Sports Awards 2016. The standard of nominations has been extremely high this year, but it was not an easy task for the judges. All finalists have done really well to be shortlisted. Many nominations are also forwarded to the Active Essex Sports Awards. Congratulations to everyone involved. We will go through each category in turn, announcing the category and the finalists. We will then announce the winner and invite them to the stage as they are announced to collect their awards. We would then like to invite the runner-up to take the stage and to collect their award as well. We would then like to invite the finalists to the stage to collect their certificate. Please give everyone a warm welcome and a round of applause as they take the stage. Photographs will be taken as the awards and certificates are collected. There will be a group photograph at the end. The first category of the evening is the Unsung Hero Award. The Unsung Hero Award aims to celebrate volunteers who have made an outstanding contribution to local sport. The finalists of the Unsung Hero Award are Patricia O'Mara from netball, Alan Brooking from Harlow Rugby Club, Catherine Penkett from Harlow Junior Park Run, Colin Mortimer from Harlow Rugby Club. And the winner of the Unsung Hero Award 2016 is Alan Brooking. Alan is chairman of Harlow Rugby Club and has dedicated the last 40 years to this. He started as a playing member and rose to become club captain. He then moved into administration and became chairman in 2007. Alan has guided and driven the club through the most difficult and challenging time in the club's history and has been fundamental to securing the move to better facilities and new clubhouse. This has taken many hours of dedicated work since 2007. Alan has also ensured that the club is well governed and financially controlled and was responsible for securing the CASC status. He also supports the club by cheering on all the teams at the weekend, sometimes even making the players tease. Catherine was part of the core team that established Harlow Park Run, but has now moved on to be event director for Junior Park Run and undertook many of the tasks required to establish the Junior Park Run in Harlow. Catherine now coordinates a core team of her own so that the weekly Junior Park Run now has a record attendance of 110 runners.
Yeah, please.
In this category, as the standard nomination was so high. And the winner is Sol Linton. Saul seems to be a very busy young man. He is on the core team of volunteers for the Junior Park Run and has been involved for nearly a year since the core team was formed. He has been helpful with the planning stages of the Junior Park Run. Saul regularly leads the warm-up for the children, and considering he is not much older than some of those taking part, he leads them in a mature and professional manner. Saul also volunteers for the Hub and Spoke and Tri-Sport Epping. He recently obtained great results at his GCSE exams and is about to embark upon his A-level. The next category of the evening is changing lives through sport and physical activity through an outstanding project. The finalists for this category are Harlow Community Leisure for Walking Football and Doorstep Sports Club, Harlow Park Run, Andy Smith from Mark Hall Sports Centre, Catherine Penkett for Harlow Junior Park Run, and Hub Plus Spoke for cycling development. And the winner is Hub Plus Spoke. Hub Plus Spoke are a small group of volunteers who are taking forward cycling development within Harlow. They are more than a cycling shop and are creating a small community, teaching people how to ride and maintain bikes in a safe and friendly environment. They have organised the big Harlow Bike Run, delivered Dr. Bike Seconds, and continue to be a voice for cycling in Harlow. And the runner-up is Harlow Park Run. Harlow Park Run is about to celebrate its second birthday and has been very successful. Over 2,000 people have participated and collectively have run over 60,000 kilometres. The largest single attendance is 210 runners, which was achieved recently and demonstrates that it is still growing. Please can the remaining finalists come to the stage to collect their certificates. The next category of the evening is Community Club of the Year. The finalists for this category are Illuminate All-Stars Cheerleading, Kazan Kai Martial Arts, Bruges Returns Football Club, Griffin Bowls Club. And the Sports Club of the Year 2016 is Bruges Returns Football Club. I'll ask again, is there a representative from Rouge Football Club? No? Well, I'm sure we'll get their certificate and other award sent on to them. And the runner-up is Illuminate All-Stars. Illuminate All-Stars are starting their third competitive season this year. They run cheerleading classes for all ages from 3 years and upwards, with co-ed and alternate girl teams, as well as special education needs team, to ensure that everyone can join in the sport. The club is growing, the number of teams it has. It has won trophies in competitions, and the open level team won 2 first place trophies in Ireland and became national champions at the Future Cheer Internationals. One of the athletes has now been selected for Team England and will be travelling to Orlando in April to compete at the International Cheer Union Rules competition. Can the remaining finalists now come forward and collect their certificates? Congratulations. Our next category of the evening is Coach of the Year. The finalists are David Stacey, Church Langley Primary School, Christine Street, Netball, John Stowe, Athletics, Martin Stringer, Swimming, Ryan Lambert, Martial Arts. And the winner is David Stacey. David has achieved level 1, 2 and football youth modules, which has enabled the football club, which he volunteers, to become a community standard club. David has managed his son's football team for 10 years and has taken them from tiny tots to young men, giving hours of his time every week to organise training sessions, matches and help out at the club. He is held in very high esteem by all the parents of the team, who have stayed with him all the way through. Most recently, he has stopped in this role and is now taking the job of development officer. David spends hours coaching hundreds of kids, and his wife says she barely sees him. He has run many sessions before school for rounders, athletics and tag rugby, all of which is to help the children achieve their very best. After school, he spends at least 6 hours a week running extracurricular activities in sports such as netball, football, elite football, tag rugby, contact rugby, cricket and hockey. In fact, he coerces other staff and friends to help and rarely ever turns kids away. In fact, he coerces everyone to help him get involved. These clubs have been very successful, winning many events in Harlow, and then going forward to represent Harlow at county level. David spends time coaching adults too, ensuring that various clubs and festivals are providing opportunities for the children to play and coaches to learn. And the runner-up is Christine Street. Christine has been an ambassador for netball for over 20 years. She gives up much of her time to coach, recruit, develop women of all standards, age and ability to get involved in the sport. Her knowledge, dedication and patience are remarkable. She is so dedicated to the development of helping others that she does this unpaid. Not only that, but she spends her own hard-earned money paying for all the equipment so the sport can continue. Please can the remaining finalists come and collect their certificates. Our next category is School or College of the Year, and the finalists are Church Langley Community Primary School and Charles Kao UTC. And the winner is Church Langley Community Primary School. Church Langley Primary continues to perform to high standards, winning a range of different sports at a local and regional level. This year they have surpassed previous achievements and in 2 county titles, basketball, and 3Ts cricket to their list of impressive performances. They remain Harlow champions in football, the Bristol's Rounders Cup for the 5th consecutive year, basketball, girls cricket, best team cricket, tag rugby, 3Ts cricket, Group C athletics for 12 years running, and hockey. The astounding achievements are a true reflection on the hours of dedication provided by the staff of Church Langley, who offer hours of extracurricular activities each week throughout the year. They have been awarded School Games Gold for the School Games project, as full-time class teacher and deputy head teacher Dale Stacey continues to chair the Harlow and District Primary Schools Sports Association, and most prominently is the Primary School Games organiser for Harlow. And the runner-up is Sir Charles Kao UTC. Is there a representative there? Sir Charles Kao UTC is about developing sporting skills through activities within the timetable of all students. This encourages competition, social skills, working as a team, and has the benefit of reducing stress and improving overall health and fitness. The students are more focused in the classroom environment, as well as productive with less time off for health-related issues. Sir Charles Cale have introduced BTEC Level 3 National Diploma in Sport and Exercise Science to further the importance of sports within education. With the potential of developing future athletes and those who want to work within the fitness industry. The next category was the most fiercely contested of the awards ceremony and is Young Sports Personality of the Year. Our finalists are Caelan Solomon, Lewis Hartnett, Bethany Harriman, Daniel Mackenzie, Maxwell Chin, and Kai Bobbin. And the winner is Bethany Harriman. Bethany has had an outstanding year in athletics. She started the season by jumping a massive personal best and became Essex County champion in high jump and third in the east of England. This moved her into the top few in Great Britain, despite only seriously taking up athletics the year before. Bethany became Essex County champion in high jump outdoors and represented Essex in regional championships. She also became Essex Schools high jump champion. Bethany also competed in the Essex County Combined Events Championships and gained a bronze medal in the heptathlon. Bethany then represented Essex Schools in the East Anglian Regional Heptathlon Championships, where she qualified to represent Essex in the National English Schools Combined Events. Bethany was also selected for Team GB in the World Catholic School Games in France and won a silver medal. Bethany is a former gymnast and also coaches at Harlow Gymnastics Club. She also completed a Sports Leadership Award and Leadership in Athletics Award. And the runner-up is Caelan Solomon. I'm sure we'll get his certificate and medal sent on to him.
Could I take him? Because I'm one of his coaches.
Is that acceptable? Yes, you'd like to come up and wait through then.
All right.
Save us the expense of sending it up twice every year.
May as well. That's it.
Caelan has been involved in athletics since the age of 11 and achieved so much in that time, including national, area and county titles. This year he received his first senior international call-up by representing England in Bratislava over 1,500 metres. This follows his win in the south of England under 20 champs indoors, where he broke the championship record. This secured an automatic entry into the national champs at Sheffield under 20s, where he placed third in a chosen race. Close race. Caelan then received his first Team GB junior call-up at Loughborough International Games, where he won over 800 metres. Caelan is ranked 5th in the UK for under 20s and 3rd in Europe over 800 metres for the under 18s. It was felt that within this group of nominees that one person deserved additional recognition, as they received more nominations than anyone else tonight and had an inspirational story. We would like to invite David Mackenzie to the stage to collect the Inspirational Nominee of the Daniel, can you come up? Years ago, Daniel was sat at home with no interest in sport. He was watching the London 2012 Olympics and became inspired to transform himself, lose weight and get into sport. Daniel now uses this passion for sport to raise money for charities. In one charity bike ride, he was knocked unconscious and yet carried on to continue with the fundraising. Please will the remaining finalists come up on the stage and collect their awards.
Turn that side, see it? There we go. Okay, hold it there. Really good. Once more, last time. Thank you.
The next category is Disability Sports Personality of the Year. There could be only one contender for this award, and that is someone who has performed at the highest level. The winner is Richard Chisaro. Is Richard not here?
Hopefully we'll get it for him.
Yes, please do that. Yes, it's nicer than I've having to send it.
Go on.
Richard is currently ranked top in Great Britain in T54 wheelchair racing over 100, 200, 400 and 800 metres. Earlier this year, Richard's racing chair was vandalised, but he still went to compete at the European Championships, where he won a gold medal along with 3 silver medals. More recently, Richard competed in the Rio Paralympics, where he raced in several events, placing fourth in the 400 metres. Richard is also involved with All Ability Sports and Leisure, where he is a role model and coach undertaking athletics and wheelchair basketball training. He also plays wheelchair basketball for the Essex Outlaws. And so now on to the final award of the evening. This is Sports Personality of the Year Award for 2016. Now finalists in this category are Stephen Mitchinson for bowls and Ryan Lambert for martial arts. And the active Harlow Sports Personality of the Year is Ryan Lambert. Ryan is described as being passionate, motivational, hard-working, patient, encouraging, knowledgeable, positive, nurturing, dedicated, inspiring, and champion, enthusiastic, committed. He has an extensive list of achievements over the past 12 months, including a silver at WUKF World Championships in Dublin. He also took gold at the Essex Karate Cup in May, gold at the Champion of Champions AMA Southern Open in April, gold in the East of England Karate Championships, in March 2016. 2 silver medals last November at the UWK English Open, and in May 2015, and gold at the EKC National Championships. In addition to his own achievements, he is chief instructor at Kazan Kai Martial Arts Club, and it is said to be a fantastic role model to the children and adults he coaches. The dojo has been open for about a year, and Ryan has grown the membership to over 50 members. And the runner-up is Stephen Mitchinson. In December 2015, Stephen reached the last 8 of the Premier Threes, which was televised on Eurosport, and in April 2016 retained the Essex County Singles. Stephen was selected to represent England for the 3rd year in a row in the British Isles Indoor Series, which was held in Wales. England won the series, beating Ireland, Scotland and Wales, thereby retaining the title they won last year. Stephen later reached the last 16 of the England Champion of Champions competition. Well, that concludes the event for this evening. Well done to all the finalists. You have proved that Harlow has a wealth of sporting talent and is a force to be reckoned with. Thanks to everyone for coming along and helping to make this event a success. Thanks also to our very special guest, Casey Stoney, MBE, for helping to present the awards tonight. And I'm sure that Casey's achievements in sports and life will provide you all with further inspiration to achieve your goals in sport. The photographer will record and as a group photograph, and Essex TV will undertake some interviews with the winners. Thank you and good evening.